up, watermelons? It's Amy with Hair by Smash. Today I'm going to walk you through the basic steps of how to create a fishtail braid. Obviously you know that because you could read the title down there, but don't mess with my intro. So first let's talk about the scary elephant in the room, which is my scary eyeball. That's right, I'm terrifying. I woke up 2 days ago, my eyeball looked horrifying. But you know what? It doesn't matter what my eyeball looks like. I can still show you how to do some bomb freaking hair. And neither rain, nor shine, nor exploding eyeball will stop me from educating you about how to make your hair look beautiful. Let's talk about the other elephant in the room, which is my hair extensions. If only my hair was this thick and long and glorious. You obviously do not need to wear hair extensions. It really helps me have just a little bit more real estate to work with. As you can see, this is what my hair looks like in a fishtail, even without hair extensions. Still banging. So yeah, fishtails, one of my favorite braids. And they're really easy to do, but they have such high impact. I just freaking love them. I'm really excited to show you how to do these. I wanna know if breaking this down way to the beginneriest steps is helpful for you. So I think I'm done talking about that. So let's go ahead and jump into it. Okay, so you're gonna start by dividing your hair in two sections and you're gonna hold them in your fist. So here's one and here's two. Something that's amazing about fishtail braids, you have two hands and you have two pieces of hair. So doing math, that's one section of hair per hand, which makes it really easy to keep track of the only two sections you have. I know that wasn't hard math, but that was still math, and so I'm taking it. Point one for Smash Math. I do have my glasses on after all. The basic steps of a fishtail braid are you're gonna take a piece of hair from this section and cross it over to this section. Well, then you're gonna take a piece of hair from this section and cross it over to this section. And repeat, 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 and repeat. It's real easy. Take a piece of hair from the outside of this section and pass it to the other section. Now take a piece of hair from the outside of this section and pass it over to the other section. And that is everything. So if that makes enough sense to you, just knowing that.
Piece of hair from the outside of this section goes to the other side. Piece of hair from the outside of this section goes to the other side.
Bam, you got it. Just practice that and you've got it. If you want to talk a little bit more about motor skills or fingering, oh my god, I just said fingering. Let's get a little more detailed. Here's how I do it. I take my index finger and I poke it through the outside of this section. Then I take this hand and I grab that piece of hair and then I slide my hair down to clean my sections. I don't know if calling it cleaning is actually a term. It makes sense in my head. What I really just mean is I'm making sure that my sections aren't tangled together. There are no pieces of hair that are getting caught up in one to the other. Two clean, separate sections. So I did my first half of the stitch. The second half, I'm gonna take the index finger from this hand. I'm gonna poke it through the outside, and I'm gonna take this hand, and I'm gonna grab that piece of hair, run my hand down to clean it and separate the sections. And there's your next stitch. So once again, poke it through, take this hand, grab that section, run your hand down to clean it. Other side, index finger, poke it through, take this hand, grab that section, run your hand down to clean it, and you got another stitch. If all you do is you poke your finger through and use your other hand to grab it, run your hand down to clean it, you've got the steps to make a fishtail braid. Poke, grab, slide. Poke, grab, slide. Go ahead and repeat those steps in your head if it helps. And here is the start of your fishtail braid. You're totally doing it. Go forth and braid your ass off and look f***ing bomb, baby! But there are a couple other things that might be helpful to know, that might be useful tricks, so I'm gonna keep talking because I ain't done teaching. Oh, I said ain't. Don't say ain't, you sound uneducated. Don't say ain't, you sound uneducated. After I poke, I usually do a twist. So my finger goes through here and then I poke my thumb through. Do you see that? Poke and then thumb. And then I twist my wrist and pass it over. So it's a poke, and then my thumb comes and passes it over. If this is confusing, if this doesn't feel right, Don't do it. Skip it. Don't overcomplicate it. If all you do is
Poke, grab, slide, poke, grab, slide.
you got yourself a fishtail. Dab, dab, dab. Make your face look fat. But you could also do a twist. And honestly, there are different ways people create fishtails. I would encourage you to go and watch some other videos and see what other people recommend and what they do. There are lots of different ways to create braids. The steps are all basically the same, but usually the motor skills, what people are doing with their hands, how they're holding things, that can vary from person to person. Find what works for you. Find what makes sense in your brain. Find what makes sense for your hands. And yeah, poke. My thumb goes in there and I twist it. Poke. My thumb goes in there and I twist it.
Poke, thumb goes in there and I twist it. Poke, thumb goes in there and I twist it.
Something else you should bear in mind. You want to keep your hands up close to the braid. I can drop this and I'm not going to lose my braid as long as my hands are right up here. If I let my hands get too loose, that braid just falls right out. And here I'm going to throw another option at you. Like I said, there are lots of different ways you can do this. Some people use their thumbs and they poke from the back. You see that? They poke from the back and they cross it over. They poke from the back and they cross it over.
Poke, cross, poke, cross.
You can see that doesn't feel natural to me, which is why I don't do it, but hey, whatever floats your boat, whatever butters your bread, whatever tickles your fancy. You could even do this in such a basic fashion as take a piece of hair, pass it over, switch hands. Take a piece of hair, pass it over, switch hands.
Take a piece of hair, pass it over. Take a piece of hair, pass it over. Take a piece of hair, pass it over, switch hands. Take a piece of hair, pass it over, switch hands.
Do you see how wonderfully, beautifully simple the fishtail is? And yet how insanely impactful. This is the best fucking braid that ever happened, if you ask me. If you get to this point and you're really digging what you got going on and you want to really make this thing just explode, I guess. If you really want to make this pop, you can go through and you can start tugging on the sections. And bam! I always loosen up some pieces around my face because I just feel weird without them. Give it a nice little mess around the top, and I mean, look at how good my hair looks! But for real, look at how good my hair looks. Nothing to it. Take a piece of hair from this side, pass it over there. Take a piece of hair from this side, pass it over there. Bam! Fishtail! Okay guys, thank you for popping in and hanging out with me for these many minutes, and I will see you in my next video.